This right here is really egregious, as Loon comes up to set a high screen for Pods and positions himself perfectly, and the ref calls a foul to give the ball back to the Spurs? What are we talking about? This is not an illegal screen at all, and the refs are just manipulating this game to be closer than it should be. The NBA is so disgusting sometimes, and a really hard product to support because of stuff like this. As you can see, Loon and Kerr are losing their minds over this nonsense. So the Spurs get the ball back, and watch this screen by Collins against Wiggins, and it's basically the exact same thing Loon just did. There's no call, of course, and Castle gets a 3 out of it. That's a 5 to 6 point swing right there, because the Warriors could have scored 2 or 3 if an offensive foul, a bogus one, wasn't called, and then the Spurs get a 3-pointer out of it on the other end. Oh, it gets worse. A man is down on the other end, so the Warriors are playing 5-on-4. No one is guarding Slo-Mo, who drives down the middle, and I wish it took one more dribble to really draw Wemby here before dishing off to Trace, but the pass is made early and Trace challenges Wemby at the rim, and it sure looks like there was a lot of contact there, but no foul was called. The block against Moody was legit, but the play should have stopped already. Watch the replay, and there's no planet where this isn't a blatant foul. And it seems Lindy saw the foul too, because look at his reaction. What is this ref watching, and why isn't he closer to the action to get a closer look? Pretty awful, right? But to top it off even further, the refs call a take foul on Slo-Mo when he clearly made a play on the ball, giving the Spurs another free point. So now the Warriors don't get their free throws, the Spurs are rewarded a false extra point, and now let's see what happens as a trickle effect of all of this. High pick and roll for CP and Wemby, and again, I would argue this is more of an illegal screen than anything Loon did before, but of course no call. This slows down Potts enough for Trace to have to commit to CP, but he still does a nice job of recovering on Wemby's 3-point attempt that misses. But it's a long rebound. Potts tries to get to it, but this guy is 6'9", is able to get a hand on the loose ball not once, but twice, and the ball is back in Wemby's hands. I don't know what the hell Slo-Mo is trying to do here, because Trace is right here to guard Wemby, which means Slo-Mo should just rotate back to his man so that Moody can sprint out to cover CP and there wouldn't be any weird mismatches due to the scramble. Instead, he does whatever this is. Wemby easily blows by as Slo-Mo gambles and fails miserably. Trace is still there, so Wemby kicks out to this guy, who drives because he sees a mismatch against Potts now, forcing Trace to once again follow the play to help, and the ball is kicked back out to Wemby, forcing Trace to once again run all the way out to the 3-point line, and he does well to contest and take him off the line, but now he's out of the play. Wemby does the right thing after the fake and starts going downhill. Slo-Mo sees it and tries to help, but never took the proper stance to be able to keep Wemby in front of him, so he just gets sidestepped, and I don't know why Moody is just standing here doing absolutely nothing instead of walling Wemby off on the drive. What is he doing here? He's not doing anything and not guarding anybody. And obviously, Pods can't do a thing against a guy who's 7'4", and it's a bucket. It's a disaster. But it's also partly because the Warriors have lost extra momentum due to the refs manipulating the game in a really disgusting way. And now, what was once a 17-point lead turns into a 4-point lead.